There is a power within you, greater than any lack, any struggle, any limitation. A divine energy that governs the universe. And that same power is ready to manifest wealth through you, right now. Money is not just a physical object, it is a form of energy, and when you align your spirit with divine truth, that energy flows to you effortlessly. Today, you are stepping into a new understanding, one where you no longer chase money, instead you allow it to be drawn to you, magnetized by your faith, your alignment, and your divine connection. There is an invisible law governing the flow of all things in the universe, and that includes money. It may appear that money is merely paper, numbers in a bank, or transactions between people, but that is only the outer expression. Behind every financial exchange lies a spiritual current, a divine flow, and when you are aligned with that divine order, money flows to you as naturally as breath enters your lungs. Alignment is not about working harder or forcing outcomes. It's about positioning your mind and spirit so that you are in sync with the source of all abundance. Most people attempt to manifest wealth by manipulating the outer world, chasing opportunities, hoarding or operating from fear. But this only creates more resistance. What you chase runs from you. What you fear, you attract. Money responds not to desperation, but to vibration, and your vibration is determined by your alignment. Alignment is the act of bringing your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions into harmony with divine truth. Divine truth says that you are already provided for. You were not born into lack, you were born into an abundant universe that is always seeking to support and bless you, but you must believe this before you see it. Spiritual law is not based on seeing to believe, it is based on believing to see. The moment you begin to truly trust that there is a supply prepared for you, even if you cannot yet see it, you start to magnetize that supply into your reality. When you are aligned, money doesn't come through striving, it comes through allowing. You begin to trust that the same intelligence that grows trees, orchestrates the stars, and beats your heart, also knows how to bring you the right ideas, opportunities, people, and provisions. You are never without access to abundance. You are only out of alignment when fear, doubt, or guilt cloud your connection. This misalignment is what blocks the flow. When you dwell in worry, how will I pay the bills? What if I fail? What if there's not enough? You disconnect from divine supply. You begin to think you are your source, that your job is your source, that people are your source. But all those things are only channels. They are not the source itself. The divine is the true source of every good thing. When one channel dries up, another can open instantly if you are aligned. So how do you know if you are aligned? You feel peace, even before the money arrives. You feel gratitude, even while your outer circumstances are still shifting. You feel certainty that something good is already unfolding, even if you don't yet see the evidence. Alignment is not a mental trick. It is a spiritual posture. You become still inside. You stop pushing and start trusting. You no longer speak words of lack like "I can't afford it" or "there's never enough." Instead, you declare, "I trust divine timing. I am always provided for. My supply is unlimited." These words are not wishful thinking. They are energetic commands that align you with spiritual law. When you speak and think in harmony with divine truth, you become a clear channel through which abundance flows. Money begins to appear in your life in unexpected ways. A refund you didn't know was coming, a client that shows up without effort, an opportunity that lands in your lap. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual alignment in motion. You are no longer trying to get money. You are allowing it to reach you because you are finally in position to receive. This does not mean that action is unnecessary. But action taken from a place of alignment is very different from action taken from panic. Aligned action feels inspired. It feels guided. It feels joyful. You don't exhaust yourself. You express yourself. You don't force doors open. They swing wide before you even knock. You stop working for money and start working with divine flow. Money then becomes a byproduct of your alignment, not a reward for your struggle. Every time you center yourself in faith, rather than fear, you are coming into agreement with divine law. And divine law always responds with increase. Just like gravity doesn't turn off because you forget it's there, spiritual laws don't disappear when you feel discouraged. They are always at work. But when you come into alignment, you activate those laws consciously. You cooperate with them rather than resist them. That's why people who speak abundance, think abundance, and expect abundance often seem lucky. They're simply aligned. This alignment also requires consistency. You cannot speak abundance one day and then speak lack the next. You cannot declare wealth in the morning and then complain about your finances in the afternoon. Mixed vibrations create confusion. Your spiritual signal gets scrambled. The universe doesn't respond to what you say once. It responds to what you believe consistently. And what you believe is shaped by what you think, speak, feel, and do every day. So feed your alignment daily. Begin your morning with words of truth. I am divinely guided and abundantly supplied. Meditate on images of provision. Give thanks for what you already have, even if it's small. Keep your energy clear. Avoid gossip, drama, and negativity. They lower your frequency and disrupt your flow. Be generous, even in small ways, because giving affirms that you are already rich. The more you give, the more you demonstrate trust in your infinite supply. You don't have to be perfect to be aligned. You just have to be aware. The moment you notice yourself slipping into fear, correct it. The moment you catch yourself speaking lack, cancel it. Say that's not the truth. The truth is, I am taken care of. Speak it until you feel it. Think it until you believe it. Act like it until it manifests. That's the power of spiritual alignment. In this state, you become magnetic. Money, opportunities, favor, they all find their way to you because they recognize the energy you are broadcasting. You are no longer broadcasting need. You are broadcasting trust. You are no longer crying out in panic. You are standing firm in faith, and that faith is what opens the gates of abundance. This is not magic. This is divine law, and the divine law never fails. When you align, you receive. When you stay aligned, you overflow. That is the nature of manifesting money with divine power, not through force, not through fear, but through deep, unwavering alignment with the truth that all you need, and more, is already prepared for you. Words are not just sounds, they are forces, creative tools that carry frequency and direction. Everything in your life right now is a reflection of the words you have consistently spoken, both silently and aloud. The power of the spoken word is one of the most underestimated yet divinely potent tools available to humanity. When it comes to manifesting money, your words act as seeds. What you plant, you will harvest. If you continuously speak poverty, limitation, or worry, you are planting seeds that will only grow more of the same. But when you intentionally speak abundance, wealth, and divine provision, you activate spiritual law to bring those declarations into form. Every time you speak, you are sending out a command to the universe. Your words either align you with divine flow or pull you away from it. Think of words as builders of reality. They frame the conditions of your life. Scripture and spiritual teachings across traditions remind us that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word had the power to create. This isn't just poetic language. It's a statement of spiritual mechanics. What you repeatedly affirm, especially with emotion and belief, begins to shape your world. When you say, I can't afford that, you're not just describing your current situation, you're authorizing your future reality. You're writing a script for the universe to follow. When you say, money always slips through my fingers, you're not just venting, you're commanding a law to bring more of that loss. But when you flip those statements into truth-centered affirmations like money comes to me with ease, or I am always provided for, you are shifting your spiritual position. You're no longer reinforcing scarcity. You are anchoring abundance. Words carry vibration, and the vibration of the word lack is very different from the vibration of the word prosperity. The more you saturate your speech with high vibrational language, the more your personal energy field becomes magnetic to wealth. You begin to attract ideas, relationships, resources, and pathways that align with the frequency you're emitting. This isn't about pretending or lying to yourself. It's about aligning with spiritual truth. Even before the physical evidence shows up, you don't wait to have money to speak abundance. You speak abundance so that money has a place to land. Your words build the energetic container for the blessings that are coming. They prepare your mind to receive, your heart to trust, and your environment to support your increase. It's not magic, it's the divine law of cause and effect. Spoken words are causes, manifested wealth is the effect. Many people sabotage their finances without even realizing it through habitual speech. Phrases like, "That's too expensive," "I'm broke," "I never get ahead," or "money doesn't grow on trees," are commonly accepted as normal or realistic. But these words are like weeds choking the seeds of abundance. You cannot speak defeat and expect victory. You cannot speak limitation and expect freedom. Your language must match the outcome you desire. This is why intentional speech is critical. Begin to observe your words carefully. What do you say about money when you're not thinking about it? Do you complain? Do you joke about being poor? Do you make sarcastic comments about rich people? All of these carry energetic consequences. They reveal your deeper beliefs and reinforce them. To transform your finances, you must first transform your language. Start by affirming what is spiritually true, not what is circumstantially visible. For example, say divine wealth flows to me now, even if your bank account is low. Say, I am richly supplied, even if the bills are due. This is not denial of the facts. It is affirmation of a higher truth. Facts can change. Truth is eternal, and when you speak truth with faith, you override the temporary facts. Speak with certainty, not doubt, not hesitation. The universe does not respond to weak declarations. It responds to bold, confident, faith-filled speech. When you say, "Money flows to me easily and constantly," say it with feeling. Say it with expectation. Say it repeatedly. Repetition is how beliefs are formed. The more you say something, the more your subconscious mind accepts it. Once it's embedded in your subconscious, it becomes your automatic state, and you begin to attract experiences that confirm it. Your words also shape your emotional atmosphere. Speaking abundance creates hope, joy, and confidence. Speaking lack creates anxiety, fear, and insecurity. Your emotions are magnets, and your words are the triggers. Choose language that lifts your spirit. Say, I am open to receive wealth in miraculous ways. Say, I am aligned with divine supply. These aren't just phrases, they are keys that unlock spiritual doors. Another powerful practice is declaring gratitude in advance. Say, thank you for the financial breakthrough, even before it arrives. Gratitude is the voice of faith. It tells the universe that you believe it's already done. And when you express gratitude as if your desire is already fulfilled, you speed up its manifestation. This is one of the deepest secrets of abundance. Speak as if it's already yours. You may encounter resistance at first. Your old beliefs will try to argue. Your ego will whisper, this isn't working. But don't stop. The moment you start intentionally speaking abundance is the moment you start rewriting your story. You're not trying to force anything. You're simply tuning into a frequency that has always been available to you. Be mindful of the words you speak around others too. Surround yourself with those who speak life, not lack. Avoid conversations soaked in financial fear or complaint. Guard your speech like you would guard a precious treasure. Because it is what you say creates momentum. Every word either builds your abundance or delays it. And remember, this power works for everyone. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to begin. Begin speaking life, speaking truth, speaking wealth. One declaration at a time, you shift the atmosphere around you. One affirmation at a time, you rewire your mind. And one day, not far from now, you will look around and see that your world has changed because your words built something new, something aligned, something abundant, something divinely prosperous. Faith is not just a feeling, nor is it a vague hope that things will work out. Faith is a spiritual power, an invisible force that connects you to the divine and activates the unseen to produce visible results. When it comes to manifesting money and abundance, faith is the currency of heaven. Just as you use dollars or coins to make transactions in the material world, faith is the currency that allows you to withdraw from the infinite spiritual bank account already established for you. Without faith, spiritual law remains dormant. With faith, the law becomes active, powerful, and alive in your life. Faith operates on the premise that what you need already exists. It assumes the supply is already prepared, even if you don't see it. You may not yet know the form in which your supply will arrive, but faith says, "It's already mine." Faith doesn't wait for evidence, it creates evidence. It speaks, acts, and feels from the end result, not the present lack. This is why faith is so critical in manifesting wealth. You must believe in your divine prosperity even when the outer world gives you no reason to. You must see abundance through spiritual eyes before it takes shape in physical form. Money may seem like it flows from jobs, clients, investments, or business deals, but those are merely channels. The true source is divine, and your access to that divine supply is determined by the strength of your faith. If you believe the universe is stingy or that you must struggle for every dollar, your faith is rooted in limitation. But when you believe that the divine is generous, wise, and always seeking your increase, your faith becomes a magnet for prosperity. Faith is not passive. It is bold. It moves with confidence. It speaks with authority. It does not beg or plead. It declares. Faith says, "I am already wealthy," while the bank account says otherwise. Faith says, "Money flows to me, even when bills are piling up." This is not about ignoring your circumstances. It is about choosing a higher truth. Your current financial situation is only a reflection of past beliefs and actions. Faith allows you to plant new seeds for a new harvest. There is a reason why spiritual teachers have always emphasized belief. According to your faith, be it unto you. That is not just a spiritual cliche, it is a law. The universe responds to the level of your faith. Small faith produces small manifestations. Expanding your faith expands your capacity to receive. Think of faith like a container. The bigger the container, the more abundance it can hold. And you grow your container by training your mind and heart to trust in divine supply, especially when appearances contradict it. One of the most powerful things faith does is change your inner state. When you walk by faith, you no longer feel fear, panic, or anxiety about money. You begin to feel peace. You stop trying to control every detail. You stop obsessing over how it will happen. Instead, you rest in the assurance that it will happen. This inner rest is not laziness. It's divine confidence. It's the knowing that if you do your part, hold the belief, take inspired action, speak the right words, the universe will do its part. Faith also gives you the courage to act. Even when there are no guarantees, it allows you to step out, invest in yourself, follow your intuition, and pursue your calling without knowing every outcome. Many people wait for all the signs to be clear before they move. But faith often requires moving first, trusting that the path will appear as you walk. And this is especially true in financial matters. Sometimes the divine will nudge you to give when it seems inconvenient, to apply for something you feel unqualified for, or to make a change you didn't plan for. Faith says yes. Faith obeys the inner knowing, even when logic protests. You strengthen faith the same way you strengthen a muscle through use. Every time you choose faith over fear, your spiritual muscle grows. Every time you speak abundance in the face of lack, you deepen your trust. Every time you give thanks before the manifestation, you increase your receiving power. Faith is not something you wait to feel. It's something you practice over and over until it becomes your natural state. Another critical part of faith is expectancy. Faith is not just belief, it is expectancy. It's waking up each day, looking for signs of your manifestation. It's keeping your heart open to receive, knowing that divine supply can arrive in any form. Expectancy means you don't just believe in theory, you anticipate in practice. You check your accounts, expecting increase. You open your emails, expecting good news. You go about your day expecting money to find you, not because you're being arrogant, but because you know divine law never fails. Faith also transforms your relationship with time. When you walk by faith, you stop being impatient. You trust divine timing. You realize that delay is not denial, it is preparation. You understand that sometimes the universe rearranges things behind the scenes before delivering what you asked for, so you stop questioning and start trusting. You don't give up on your desire just because it hasn't shown up yet. You don't downgrade your vision to match your frustration. You hold your faith until what you've spoken becomes visible. In times of doubt, and they will come, you go back to the truth. Remind yourself, I am supported. I am divinely connected. My supply is unlimited. Everything I need is already mine. Doubt may knock, but faith answers the door. You don't need perfect faith to manifest. You need persistent faith. Keep choosing it. Keep reinforcing it. Keep standing on it. Your faith also makes you immune to external noise. When others are panicking about the economy, when people are complaining about lack, your faith becomes your anchor. You live from a higher truth. You know that your supply doesn't depend on circumstances. It depends on your alignment with divine flow. That gives you freedom. That gives you peace. That gives you power. Faith makes you bold in your affirmations. You no longer whisper your desires. You declare them. You no longer ask timidly. You command with love and trust. Faith elevates your voice and gives your words weight. And when the universe hears the voice of faith, it responds quickly, richly, and fully. Everything you desire is already waiting in spiritual form. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. The moment you truly believe that wealth is your divine inheritance, that the universe is conspiring in your favor, and that nothing can stop what has been divinely assigned to you, that is the moment you begin to walk in abundance, not later, not someday. Now, because faith makes it real even before it's visible. That is the power of faith as the currency of divine manifestation. Gratitude is more than a polite response to good things happening. It is a spiritual force that has the power to transform your entire relationship with money and abundance. When you give thanks, especially before your desire has manifested, you are operating in a higher spiritual dimension, a space where faith, expectation, and manifestation meet. Gratitude is one of the most powerful energetic frequencies you can emit. It aligns your heart, mind, and spirit with divine provision. It is not merely an attitude, it is a magnet. Most people wait to be grateful until after they receive something. They wait until the money comes, the job lands, or the debt is cleared before saying thank you. But that is not how spiritual law works. Spiritual law operates in reverse. You give thanks before the manifestation as an act of faith, and then the manifestation is drawn to you. Gratitude in advance is one of the highest forms of belief. It says, I trust that what I need is already on its way. I don't need to see it to praise for it. I know it's coming, and I honor the source now. When you are truly grateful, your energy shifts from lack to fulfillment, from need to abundance, from fear to faith. That shift is not just internal, it radiates outward. Everything in the universe responds to energy, And the energy of gratitude is magnetic. It signals to the spiritual realm that you are open, receptive, and ready to receive more. It tells the divine, I am a good steward of what I already have. I recognize the flow and I welcome more. Gratitude also rewires your mind. It takes your focus off of what's missing and places it on what's present. The more you focus on what you have, the more you notice things to be thankful for. And the more you notice blessings, the more you attract them. It becomes a self-fulfilling cycle. Gratitude opens your eyes to opportunities you would otherwise miss. It makes you more resourceful, more positive, and more aligned with divine solutions. It is easy to fall into a mindset of dissatisfaction, especially when you're facing financial pressure. The bills are due, the income is uncertain, the future seems unclear. But this is exactly when gratitude is most powerful. Giving thanks during struggle is not denial. It is divine alignment. It says, despite what I see, I choose to anchor myself in truth. I choose to praise instead of panic. I choose to bless instead of curse. That choice elevates your frequency and places you back into flow. Start your day with gratitude, especially for things related to money and provision. Instead of waking up and worrying about what's lacking, wake up and give thanks for what you have. Thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you for food on my table. Thank you for every dollar in my possession. Thank you for every unexpected blessing coming my way today. These simple statements shift your mindset and prepare you to receive more. Be grateful for the smallest signs of increase. When someone buys you a coffee, give thanks. When you find a coin on the ground, celebrate it. When an opportunity appears, acknowledge it. Gratitude for small things creates room for big things. If you dismiss the little, you block the flow of the large. The universe needs to know that you recognize every form of supply, no matter how it arrives. Gratitude proves that you are paying attention, that you are conscious of the abundance already around you. Gratitude also breaks the cycle of complaining, which is a major barrier to wealth. Complaining signals to the universe that you are focused on lack, not provision. Every time you complain about money, you reinforce the belief that you don't have enough. You train your mind to look for what's wrong instead of what's working. This lowers your vibration and creates resistance. Gratitude dissolves that resistance. It clears the energetic space so new blessings can enter. One of the most powerful gratitude practices is thanking in advance. Say thank you for the money that is on its way. Thank you for the abundance that is unfolding. Thank you for the doors that are opening. Thank you for the unexpected sources of income. Thank you for the divine connections being made right now. Even if you can't see any signs, speak these words with emotion. The universe responds not just to the words, but to the feeling behind them. Feel the gratitude deeply. Don't just say it, mean it. Let it well up in your chest. Let it move you. Let it bring a smile to your face. That emotional intensity creates a signal the spiritual realm can't ignore. It amplifies your request and accelerates your manifestation. The more you feel grateful, the more you receive. Not because the divine is rewarding you like a parent, giving a treat to a well-behaved child, but because your energy has become aligned with what you desire. You become an open vessel, a willing receiver, a prepared host for financial miracles. Gratitude also brings you into the present moment. When you are thankful, you are no longer anxious about the future or bitter about the past. You are here, fully alive, fully aware, fully engaged, and it is in the present moment that all manifestations are born. The present moment is where divine power operates. Gratitude keeps you anchored there. It reminds you that right now, in this moment, you are safe, you are held, and you are blessed. Make gratitude your default state, not just a reaction to external events. Let it become your identity. Be known as someone who is always thankful, regardless of conditions. Gratitude is a choice. It's not always easy, especially in moments of stress, but it is always available. You can always find something to be thankful for. And every time you do, you are casting a vote for abundance. When challenges arise, meet them with gratitude. Say thank you for the lesson hidden in this delay. Thank you for the strength I am gaining. Thank you for the redirection that is saving me from something unseen. Thank you for molding me into someone who can carry greater wealth with wisdom. This level of gratitude turns every difficulty into an opportunity for growth. It transforms you from a victim of circumstances into a co-creator with the divine. Gratitude is not passive. It is an active force that calls things into being. It's not just being happy about what has happened, it's creating what will happen. When you combine gratitude with faith, you step into the highest realm of manifestation. You stop hoping for abundance and start expecting it. You stop striving and start receiving. You stop waiting and start attracting. The divine responds to gratitude with more to be grateful for. It is the law of multiplication. What you appreciate, appreciates. What you thank, expands. Gratitude turns what you have into more than enough. It makes you rich in spirit before you are rich in form. And that spiritual richness is what draws material wealth into your life, not temporarily, but sustainably. Gratitude doesn't just change your finances, it changes you. And when you change, everything around you begins to align with your new vibration of abundance, joy, and divine provision. So from this moment forward, make gratitude your foundation. Let it be your language, your posture, your daily ritual. Speak it when you rise, carry it in your heart throughout the day, and whisper it before you sleep. Give thanks, not because everything is perfect, but because you know that everything is working together for your highest good. Stand in the energy of thankfulness as if your desires have already manifested. Smile like the doors are already open. Walk like the money is already in your hands. Rejoice like the breakthrough is already done, because in the spiritual realm, it is. You are no longer waiting for abundance. You are welcoming it. You are no longer chasing money. You are attracting it. You are no longer wondering if the divine will provide. You know you are already provided for. Let your gratitude speak louder than your fear. Let your thanksgiving speak louder than your doubt. And let your spirit rise to meet the provision that's already on its way, faster than you can imagine, greater than you can contain, and more beautiful than you dared to believe. Gratitude is the key. Use it boldly, use it daily, and watch your world overflow.